when my career is over, as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibition, it's like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say nothing about the guys that's 80 and 90 that's still making hundreds of millions and billions, but as soon as somebody black does it, your people, your own people say, oh, he's broke. Listen.
This might be the one time where Floyd is strong-armed into signing a fight that he maybe didn't want to be a part of if he, I don't know, didn't think it was a pro or he signed down for it and didn't understand. I have no idea, but he that's the other thing. He signed three separate contracts according to Manny Pacquiao's team already. What did you think this was?
Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O. Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost.
After reports surfaced that Floyd Mayweather had stepped away from a possible rematch with Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather addressed the situation publicly. He emphasized that taking part in exhibition bouts should not be taken as a sign of financial trouble, rejecting that idea outright. He also made it clear that his perfect 50-0 professional record remains untouched and will not be impacted by any exhibition fights.
I'm not here to talk about no one else's pockets, because I got to where I got to focusing on Floyd Mayweather. That's how I got to becoming 50-0. Because my thing was always, I didn't care what nobody else was doing. I had to focus on me and my family, focus on what I have to do. And that's always been.
According to Wade Plemons highlights that Floyd Mayweather tends to manage conflicts independently, even when disagreements surface with individuals close to him. This comes as he continues to deal with legal and business matters connected to Al Haymon, Showtime, and Leonard Ellerbe.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a statement from Team Floyd. I don't even know who's on Floyd's team anymore. Leonard Ellerbe's gone. I don't know if Al Heyman's probably not working with him because he's not necessarily directly in a lawsuit with Al Haymon, but that's another thing. Floyd is directly in a lawsuit with Showtime right now for $300 million, saying they didn't pay him, that they paid Al Haymon and that money never got facilitated to him. This is a mess, dude. And, you know, people were like, oh, Floyd ain't going broke. And, okay, he made close to $1 billion. But I'm telling you, when you spin like Floyd Mayweather spins, when you take advantage of people and try to essentially steal their money, you start having these little things become big things where you're not paying off. I mean, we went over all of this already, but you're not paying off properties that are getting foreclosed on. You owe millions upon millions of dollars to the IRS. You're buying assets that don't appreciate. You're having to sell back things and close business.
Meanwhile, the sports outlet complex Sports reported on social media that Floyd Mayweather is dealing with a $7.3 million IRS tax lien along with ongoing legal complications, suggesting that these financial and legal troubles could potentially put his planned 2026 return to the ring at risk. In a separate reaction, Oscar de la Hoya also criticized Mayweather, accusing him of avoiding high-risk professional fights throughout his career. He claimed that Mayweather focused on preserving his undefeated record rather than consistently taking on the toughest available opponents in boxing.
Against me, back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? You're retires for 1 year and 1 day. Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day, but I couldn't because I wasn't right. Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that that I had within my spirit. But now these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work and I feel happy. I feel at peace.
Tim Bradley suggests that Floyd Mayweather was never fully committed to the matchup in question, implying he accepted the agreement mainly for financial reasons. According to this view, once his monetary situation was secured and related matters were resolved, he has since shown no real interest in stepping into the ring with Manny Pacquiao.
Properties, and he needs to come back and fight and take care of that. Well, he got some cheese from that advancement. I'm pretty sure he took care of that. You know, and now he's chilling. Now he's saying to himself, you know, I'm damn 50 years old. I ain't trying to fight. Nah, I ain't trying to fight. Let's do an exhibition. You know what I mean? Like, this don't even make sense. I'm 50, you 46. Bro, let's just be smart and do an exhibition. And I get it. Everybody saying, oh, well, he signed Tim for a real fight and all this stuff. I get it. And I'm not gonna argue that. He right. You signed Mayweather, damn it. You're supposed to be fighting for real, you know, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just trying to give you...
Wade Plemons reflects on the lengthy buildup that led to the first showdown involving Manny Pacquiao, noting that negotiations were dragged out for years due to complications such as disputes over drug testing protocols and other delays that stalled the process. He adds that talk of a rematch has now stretched on for more than a decade as well, with discussions still ongoing today. According to him, the situation continues to revolve around financial terms and contract negotiations rather than an actual agreement to step back into the ring.
For years and years to make that fight happen, only for the rematch to come now and years later, decade later, and we're talking still about money. And we're still talking about the classification of this fight. Floyd, if he doesn't take this fight after it's been announced on Netflix, after he's going broke, he owes people lots of money. The IRS just leaned on him again, Fat Joe style, leaned back on him for another, $7 million? After Floyd took a cash advance on this fight because he signed however many different contracts already, and to sign those, he was paid money and then took a cash advance. At least that's what's being reported. If they don't fight, Netflix, and I'm assuming the representatives of Manny Pacquiao, are going to be on his ass in court. And that's not a fight he can win right now. Where's the money coming from? Floyd has got to be the dumbest person in a position that he is in, and one of the dumbest rich people.
Wade Plemons suggests that Floyd Mayweather could be facing financial strain, pointing to alleged outstanding debts, reported IRS-related complications, and claims of cash advances connected to fight agreements. He further argues that if Mayweather were to withdraw following the Netflix-related announcement, it might open the door to possible legal consequences or pressure from the camp of Manny Pacquiao. He also questions Mayweather's financial judgment, adding that these circumstances may weaken his position in any ongoing or future negotiations.
How do you think you're going to strong-arm Netflix into doing what you want to do with this whole, no, it's going to be an exhibition, no, we don't know where the fight's going to be, after it's already announced where the fight's going to be, the date it's going to be on, and it is going to be a pro bout. And also, you're not in a position to be very flippant with money. So not only will Floyd potentially, if this is not signed by tomorrow or today, as you guys are seeing this video, Manny's representative there, Jazz Mather, said that Floyd would make more than he's made in the last 5 years on this fight, and I agree with him. Combined, if you don't take this now, not only are you not going to make that money, you're going to owe money because you already took money. You took a cash advance on this, and you breached your contract, so you're now going to have to pay lawyer fees. You're going to lose, all because you piped up in public and essentially shit on the entire event, saying it was something it wasn't. Floyd, no money Mayweather, dude. I can't believe that's where we're...
Tim Bradley states that Floyd Mayweather is at a stage in life where he is no longer focused on competitive professional bouts, suggesting instead that an exhibition-style event would be more realistic. He notes that Mayweather is now 50 years old, while Manny Pacquiao is 46, implying that a less physically demanding format could make more sense at this point. Bradley also acknowledges the criticism that Mayweather initially agreed to a sanctioned fight, but he says he can see different perspectives on the situation. He goes on to explain that financial and business considerations may have played a role in Mayweather's direction after receiving significant payouts from prior contracts. In his view, Mayweather's focus appears to have shifted more toward business decisions than pure competition, which he believes has led to a preference for an exhibition matchup rather than a traditional professional rematch. Zab Judah raises questions about the mindset behind avoiding unnecessary risks in boxing, wondering what truly drives that caution and whether protecting an undefeated record plays a major role. He compares a perfect record to something like an 800 credit score on a global scale, describing it as a symbol of flawless status and achievement within the sport. Judah acknowledges that Floyd Mayweather managed that aspect of his career extremely well, calling it a calculated and effective long-term approach. At the same time, he points out that elite-level fighters, such as Manny Pacquiao, remain active in high-caliber matchups, continuing to face strong opposition like Mario Barrios. He uses this to contrast ongoing top-tier competition with the perception that Mayweather has been away from elite professional challenges for quite some time. Even so, Judah emphasizes that Mayweather's intelligence inside the ring is undeniable, noting that he has always been strategic and careful to maintain control before fully committing in any situation.
Because is it your O? Is it your losing that O? Could be that it?
Of course. That's what it's all come down to. I mean, the O is like a 800 credit score. Globally, universally. You walk around with an 800 credit score with the O. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the O brings. It brings an 800 credit score for wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd he's done a great job with that. Great job. So of course he's gonna, show the roll on that O. I ain't mad at him. Smart guy. He understands. He ain't no fool. Word.
Could it be possibly too that, Manny Pacquiao has been fighting at the top level, fighting Mario Barrios and getting a draw for that WBC title? Floyd hasn't fought world-class level in a long time.
Zab Judah argues that if Manny Pacquiao had ever held clear edge, then Floyd Mayweather would likely have chosen to stay away from the matchup, as he tends to avoid situations that carry unnecessary risk. He suggests that Mayweather prefers to enter only those scenarios where he feels fully in control and confident of the outcome. However, Judah also makes it clear that neither fighter can be described as fearful, emphasizing that both are highly experienced and operate at an elite level. He goes on to reflect on how the outcome of their first encounter still shapes public opinion, with Mayweather holding the official victory. According to him, that result continues to fuel Pacquiao's desire for a rematch, while Mayweather appears more cautious, aiming to protect both his legacy and his undefeated professional record.
Allow or engage into something else where somebody else have the advantage on him. He's not going to engage into it. He can always make sure that, he's top of the food chain when it comes to everything. You know what I'm saying? And then he proceeds forward. So if Pacquiao has the edge, a little bit, you can forget about it.
Do you think it looks different? Huh? Do you think the fight looks different now that they're a little bit older now? And
I mean, listen, like I said, both fighters are great. They both have skill. Nobody's scared of nobody. Nobody lacks or got anything over, one another. But Floyd got over Pacquiao. I won the first fight. Now Pacquiao, that's why Pacquiao's so adamant.
And Pacquiao's activity.
He's Pacquiao's very adamant to get this rematch because he understands, like, wait a minute, I need one more shot. It's almost like going into, it's something about rematches. I mean, I've been successful with my rematch.
From the very start, the agreement was framed around a full professional contest rather than an exhibition showcase. Floyd Mayweather is now reportedly being accused of violating the terms of that contract, with claims suggesting that he has not fully honored the original deal. According to reports, the team of Manny Pacquiao gave him a strict deadline to make a final decision: either move forward with the rematch as planned, renegotiate the conditions, or withdraw completely. Sources also indicate that the fight was never meant to shift into an exhibition format under any circumstances. Pacquiao's side is said to be firmly against that idea, maintaining that their intention has always been to stage a legitimate professional bout rather than a non-competitive showcase.
Everything from the beginning has been for a real fight. He is in breach right now. He has to provide written confirmation by tomorrow that he has intent to cure it, and there's a certain amount of time because there's multiple breaches across the board. Mayweather said He and others have already reached out to Mayweather to correct the situation, so he's fully aware. The guy thinks he knows what he's doing every time, and when people try to reach out to him or give him advice, he always, I got this, I have it figured out. We definitely don't, because we don't have our next steps figured out, right? The fight is not canceled. Floyd is definitely in breach of his contract. There's been no request by anybody to cancel it. Mayweather has been asked to provide written confirmation that he intends to live up to the contract.
It is being reported that Floyd Mayweather may have entered into 3 separate agreements on different occasions with 2 different parties, which were later linked together in January as part of his planned return to professional boxing. In essence, this suggests he could now be tied to several contractual commitments that he is expected to honor. The most significant among them is believed to be the rematch arrangement supported by Netflix. However, uncertainty grew after Mayweather told media in Las Vegas that the bout might take the form of an exhibition, a statement that appeared to conflict with how the event was initially presented to the public. This contradiction has reportedly created confusion among fans, promoters, and stakeholders involved in the deal. As a result, the entire situation remains complicated, with ongoing legal concerns, alleged contract disputes, and mixed messaging about the fight format, ultimately leaving the future of the rematch unresolved.
And put on a fight that lives up to the deal and not degrade or disrespect anyone involved in setting this up. Pacquiao, meanwhile, is miffed by Mayweather's backpedaling. Manny Pacquiao, I believe he's going to bite me. He's going to bite me? Manny Pacquiao is not happy. He's been looking forward to this rematch. Nobody ever got a contract, and Netflix stepping up as a media empire holds a lot of weight. It reassured Manny that this was real. They put a stamp on it. He's obviously displeased. He does want to fight Floyd. He does not want an exhibition. Has no interest in that because that was never part of their conversation. And asked if the fight would ever occur as an exhibition. The fight will not take place as a pure exhibition under the contract and terms and platform we are partnered with.
To add another layer to the situation, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is being associated with a series of overlapping business and fight-related moves happening around the same period. Reports suggest he may have explored another standalone bout as well, including an exhibition-style event in Greece against a kickboxer, alongside additional high-profile exhibition opportunities. At the same time, he is also reportedly tied to a Netflix-supported exhibition featuring Mike Tyson, while still remaining linked to ongoing discussions connected to Manny Pacquiao. The broader picture being described is that Mayweather could be positioning himself to earn from multiple separate events without stepping into a traditional high-risk professional fight, thereby continuing to preserve his undefeated record. It is also suggested that this stream of exhibition income may provide him with financial flexibility, allowing earnings from these deals to be directed toward wider financial commitments or investment plans, including areas such as real estate and other business ventures beyond boxing.
A bunch of people's money where there's nothing on the line, which means Manny can't get his get back and Floyd keeps his 50-0. So it looks like Floyd's trying to get slick and switch it up. And at the same time, Floyd did something else that I can see, at least this is my understanding, that Floyd Mayweather Jr. also negotiated himself another fight with a kickboxer in Greece. So Floyd gets his hands on some cash from the negotiation from Floyd with Manny. Then he also picks up another payday for himself with an exhibition against a kickboxer. And he has the exhibition on Netflix with Mike Tyson. All of which he can win and look good in, but at the same time not risk anything. And not only that, he can pull the cash from one guy to give him some, because cash rules everything around me. So he gets his hands on some money.
The commentary further highlights concerns surrounding the business setup linked to Floyd Mayweather Jr., suggesting that the group of managers and advisors around him may not always be fully aligned with his personal interests. It also points out that highly complex negotiations and layered agreements could potentially result in legal disagreements, financial complications, and delays in payment distribution. Overall, the perspective being presented is that Mayweather is currently operating within a dense web of exhibitions, business arrangements, and ongoing negotiations happening simultaneously. While this approach may help him generate maximum earnings while limiting physical risk, it could also create uncertainty in contracts and lead to future complications if agreements are later challenged or renegotiated.
Nest egg in another investment, like maybe he wants to take $20 million and maybe, just saying, he may get a tip from one of his people about a real good investment that he can invest in, and then he can get a return on that investment from that cash and solve his problems. You know, the way that these guys that he's working with, or at least are accused of doing business. I don't even want to get into that too much, but let's just suffice it to say that Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s business managers are not necessarily the most reputable people. So would they leverage one deal as a way to get cash and money for another business venture, and then back out of the original business venture after they get the cash, and then do what? Tie it up in lawsuits for a while you get your money on over this side? Let me tell you what that is. That is a slick move to try to rob Peter and pay Paul at the same time.
The situation being described suggests a calculated attempt to benefit from multiple sides at once, essentially trying to gain advantage from different parties simultaneously. And with that, today's coverage comes to a close. Thanks for watching. Stay connected for the next update.